Hi guys, as you already know, my name is Lucas, and I want to show and present to you guys one of the most interesting and different books that I've ever read and seen from the many books I've read. It gives us a general look at the religious belief of Christianity. It concentrates on the religious revelation, since throughout the whole book, Jesus talks about spiritual awareness and the strong force of life, especially the belief of God. Now, talking a little bit more about the settings, this setting is a little bit different in a way that this setting is the whole book takes place on the same day, not the same time. It takes throughout the whole day, but it's only one day, and it's in the house of GH, where it's GH and her maid, and she's cleaning up, and while she's cleaning up, GH is asking questions about herself and her life, and some of these questions she asks to the maid, which is very wise in a way. And the maid helps her clear up her mind and make sure that she has a good faith on God, and that's what helped her throughout this time and figure out her answers to her questions. Oh, and by the way, religious revelation means divine and supernatural disclosure to humans of something relating to human existence or the world. In other words, it's the beginning of life. She seeks her animal side to really find out who she really is. With these three themes or topics, in other words, we can see many morals of the books. The book really can show the many questions one asks themselves every day and how to get the answers for them and or overcome them. Now that I had to give you an all-around idea of what the book is about, I want to give you a theme. The theme of the book is more complicated, more detailed, as GH explains her way of being and her way of her life through many questions and doubts about her life. She explains her struggles and worries through questions, as I said. Her questions tend to be by face of God, um, her spiritual exaltation, religious revelation, and her spiritual animal. She starts to believe in God, and now after believing God and starting to get a real strong faith with God, she gets not a direct answer to her question, but she gets a better idea of what her life really means and how she should live it. After being some time with the maid from her house, she later realizes how good it is to have a good belief in God and follow His steps. Now that she feels like this, she feels that with a better understanding of who she really is and what she wants to be and who she should be, she feels more comfortable. And at the end of the book, with her questions technically answered in a way, she feels that her life is going to be better and more normal, like how she wants it to be. In the beginning of the plot circle, we have the stasis, where GH starts by telling us about her childhood experiences and doubts about her life, such as a disappointment and about the freedom she thinks she doesn't have. And she starts to remember this story and her memory, which is just something she can't forget. And it's just one story that we can't seem to understand, and she never exactly tells us what it is. But it seems like there was something really tough, because we later see throughout the book that it affects her in many ways. In the trigger, after the main introduces to GH the new feeling of her spiritual awareness and believing in God, she starts to think about if she should actually believe in this, or is this anything that could actually help her in her life. The critical choice for GH would be whether she should actually have this faith for God, and if God could even help her in any way, which she doubts. Um, she also, in a way, has a problem with her spiritual self, which she's worried that she might go to heaven, or where will she go after her death. So she wants to gain confidence and happiness and control of her life, and to start to lose these questions so that she could get somewhere. Another small theme that we can see in the book is the theme of disappointment and how to overcome it and become better as a person. Well, GH always had disappointment questions, disappointment thoughts, disappointment feelings that she thought that she couldn't be as good as anybody else or be better. So she basically did her doing this is honestly like any other Christian. It's asking God for help, and this is very good and very good moral. For the quest, now that she has her question made up of God and her spiritual self, well, now she really wants to go find who she really is and wants to get the help of God to to lead her to what she's trying to get to, and and then going on to a surprise, which is any unexpected event in the book. We could actually say that it's her her thinking about how did the human life came to be. I don't, she came with this weird belief because and for every question she makes, she gets this weird thing that comes out of every single one. And one of them was how the humans, how did the people come to be, and that started to freak her out since she thought that God made. It was all confusion between God and the life of people. The climax of the book is basically when she asks God and gives prayers to get her problems fixed and I'll get her question answered and start to lose her fears and just basically stop asking herself questions and doubting herself and become more like a normal person. So almost like to imitate her maid. Although the maid was a servant, she was more normal, as she would say. And this is what she wants to achieve. She wants to be normal. She just wants to be like any other woman. So she asks God for help and eventually gets the help and the answers to her doubts. And that's where we get to the reversal, which is basically God giving the answers to her, to GH. Well, to not start getting a wrap on the presentation, I just want to give you a little bit of background on who exactly is the author of this amazing book. Clarice Lispector was born on December 10, 1920 and died on December 9, 1977. She's a Brazilian writer acclaimed international for her innovative novels and short stories. She was born in a Jewish family in Podilha in western Ukraine. As an infant, she moved to Brazil with her family amidst the disasters engulfing her native land following the First World War. Basically, she had to move out of the Ukraine and the European area where the World War One was going on hard. So she went to the farthest place possible, which she found easy was Brazil. There, she found a passion for writing and created many books and now now basically got her fame. Oh, and a little quick annotation is that this whole book is told in first person by GH. It's always GH, always her talking to herself and the maid, but always in first person. Now, for my personal opinion of the book, I think this is a great book, and it really shows the true meaning of life and someone truly believing in God and setting goals for what they want. She would encourage by she I mean GH. She would encourage her belief in God, and her life became more spiritual and healthier at to the point where she stopped asking herself too many questions as that doubted her and caused her troubles throughout. This really shows through change through the main character and a change that can also happen in real life to anybody just like her, which I'm sure that there's a lot of people. So this book is honestly great, and we can see great morals that are shown throughout the book, and to usually concentrate on one, which is the one of maturing and believing in God. For the stars rating, I give this book an 8 out of 10, and I took out the 2 stars just for the fact that I personally did not like how this whole book was just strictly Manny on one day, and it was how she was feeling throughout the whole one day. And the setting basically just stays always in the room with the maid. That she's constantly talking with her, or she's talking with herself and asking her the questions she fears and doubts. Her morals and her problems and the way she found the resolutions to them could really show kids how to face fears and get rid of them and have a better life, especially for kids that doubt themselves and don't really think they're good enough or don't think they have a meaning. So this really shows what God can do. But overall, the book was great. I loved it, and I recommend it to everybody, to literally everybody. It was amazing.